Alright guys, welcome back. Bearded Appliance Repair. Got another one for you. Got this really cool tool GE sent me. I know I put a video out on it already once before, but we are going to put it to use today. It's got a refrigerator that's not cooling very well, and I'm going to show you guys a little bit on how to actually use this. And keep in mind, this is a new tool for me. I'm still trying to learn how to use it myself, but this will be a small little video to show you a little bit of what this can do for you, because you can literally find out what is wrong with the refrigerator without even opening the doors, which is pretty cool. You just plug it into the top on these new GE refrigerators, hook it up to your phone, pull up all the information you need, and go from there. Alright guys, this is it. It is a GE French door refrigerator. These new ones, I mean, if they got that RJ45 connector on the top of it, this tool will work for it. And like I said before, you just plug the RJ45 connector into that connection on top. If it's new and it's never been messed with, there's something you got to take out before you put it in, but once you plug it in, it powers up the device and you can connect it to your phone. I'm fast forwarding through all this because it can take a little bit of time, but once it powers up, you can see a lot of different things. We'll go over that later, but what I'm doing is I'm going into the load status and checking the fans. And immediately we can see that the fresh food evaporator fan has that zero, that red zero, and that means that that fan is getting power, but it's not receiving any signal that that fan is actually turning. So likely that fan is bad on this model. And I've done a lot of work to this already. I've been out here once before, and it actually had an error code pointing to that fan, but I don't know why. I ordered the fan and I came out again the next day, and that code is gone for some reason. I don't remember what it was, and I didn't get a screenshot of it, but apparently their ice maker thermistor is having some issues, but they have no complaints over their ice maker not working. So who knows, it may just be water on the connections or whatever, but we're not worried about that too much. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into operate loads once I find it, and to actually test stuff you have to hit that button on the bottom where it says enter service mode, and whenever it turns all red, that's when you can actually operate the separate loads. I'm going to turn on the fan, and you'll see that there is 0 RPMs coming off of this fan. So right now we know that the board is sending power to it, and keep in mind guys, we're doing this without even opening the doors. And like I was saying earlier, I've already done some work to it just to make this video a little bit quicker. If you guys want to see a video on, how to actually replace the fan, more in depth, I will have a link in the description below for it. But once we get to the fan here, this thing is supposed to be smooth. I mean, you're supposed to be able to spin that sucker and it'll, spin freely. This one here is rough. The bearings are probably bad in it. And yeah, it's definitely a bad fan. So we are going to swap this thing out real quick. I will be fast forwarding this to minimize any kind of delays. But here again, the fan is pretty stiff. And you'll see I'll pull the new one up here and just flick it. And that's what a fan's supposed to feel like. Nice and smooth. So definitely, this fan is definitely what's bad. And you can know that this fan is bad without even opening the doors. You just plug in this little device, hook it up to your phone, and you can see what kind of error codes there are. You can check load status. and even run fans like I'm about to show you right here. In service mode, we turn that fan on and boom, she fires right up. No need to get into service mode. And if you know anything about service mode on these refrigerators, I mean, there's like over 100 tests. There might even be 200 tests on this thing, and you cannot memorize those tests. Another thing, there's other tests you can run on this, like cooling test and other things like that. But right now, my favorite part is testing the loads without having to get into diagnostics or service mode or whatever. Otherwise, you'd have to get that tech sheet and decipher that. So it's pretty cool. Liking the tool so far. There's more to learn, but in short, that's a little bit of how this little tool works. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, we got the fan in. We can see that the fan is working like it's supposed to. We're getting the RPMs and stuff on it. So we know we've actually fixed this cooling issue, because I mean, that fan is what circulates the air to make it an even temperature throughout the whole cavity, rather than being cold at the bottom and warm at the top. Because when your fan's failing, it'll freeze stuff down in the bottom and it'll neglect the top, so it'll spoil stuff up top, freeze on the bottom. So it makes sense, because that fan is supposed to circulate the air and make the cavity the same temperature. That's what the evaporator fan does. But yeah, that's it. This thing doesn't show you how to replace the fan, but it'll give you some tips on what you need to do to fix the issue. It'll show you error codes and that kind of stuff too. There was an update on this. The updates didn't seem too serious at all, but if I see an update, I go ahead and update it. And there really wasn't much to them really, but yeah, this fridge is fixed. And if you're a company and you're thinking about getting some of this, I think it'd be very helpful for your technicians, that struggle with refrigerators a little bit. For someone like me, I've been doing it for some time now, and I've seen these refrigerators a lot. Like, if I run into a GE refrigerator, I know that first thing I'm going to look at is that evaporator fan to make sure that fan's good. And if it's not, I mean, you go ahead and swap it out. But I've seen a lot of them. I typically just replace those fans on these refrigerators. There's not much else that I've seen that go wrong with them, really, other than those fans. Control boards every once in a while, if it's not going into defrost or your defrost heater. But more commonly, it's the fan that goes out. But be very helpful for new guys or the older generation that don't like technology, don't like the new things. That little device there will help out somebody who's just not as familiar with these as someone like I am. Like, I wouldn't need that unless the updates or something. If it was an important update, I wouldn't have been able to do that without it. That's another cool thing, being able to update the software on it without having to get a new control board, which is cool. But yeah, if you got new guys, I think it's definitely worth it. Or if your technicians you have now are getting callbacks on refrigerators, it's definitely worth it. But yeah, that's it. I hope you guys like the video, and if it helps, give me a like, subscribe, and I appreciate y'all watching.